Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting's iOS Cup race here from Homestead, Miami Speedway. My name is Josh Hall, and this is the Greene County EMS Stretcher Fetcher 188 here at Homestead. Also co-sponsored by the Logan and Cody Show. Our very own Logan Hagerman and Cody Moore have a little podcast, and they're going to be paying out some money tonight. We'll get into that in a few minutes. I just wanted to welcome you all. Thank you for coming out tonight. We're getting ready to have some fun here. We had a good race last night in the ARCA Pro Series. And hopefully that same thing carries over to tonight. These guys are just under qualifying right now. We'll take a look at our points real quick. Cody Moore, your current leader, he's got a win this season. Also, Colin Willems in second with a win this season as well. Brian Dees, Bobby Mays, Will Witt make up your top five. Brian Nudie back in the sixth spot. Kind of surprising after a road course. But he'll be moving up here with Michelle, Chris Wheeler, Brandon White, and Brett Merle rounding out your top 10. So let's see if we can take a look at what's going out on track right now. We see Austin Blaylock out on track. A name we haven't heard in quite a while. I do apologize. I don't know why I don't have any sound coming through. There it is. Up into the third spot, Austin is. Good to see him back in the series. Kyle Mays up into the second spot currently. Having a great start tonight. Brett Merle out on track. Making his qualifying attempt. And we should see quite a bit of action tonight. Now as you see Brett get real loose. Hangs on to it. What a save by Brett Merle right there. Absolutely incredible save to hold on to that. And he's going to be able to reset. And he didn't cross the starting line, so he's going to be able to reset and take that green flag again. Currently on pole, though, Logan Hagerman with a fast time. As he gets knocked off by Stephen Black with a 32.93. Hagerman ran a 9.9. So those are the only two drivers who are currently sub 33. But quite a few people left to qualify. Brian Nudie, who almost won last night. He was one of them to contend with. Also, we saw Isaiah Gill and Blake Hensley have some excitement last night in the ARCA series. Let's see if that transfers over tonight. And you see Brett kind of running that preferred line, the middle line right now. And this track is going to be slick. It's a little bumpy off the transition, and I'm sure we're going to see these cars moving all over the track. I know Brian Nudie was talking about having to run the high side as the tires wear off, so we'll have to see. As you see, I'm already way up against the wall on exit. He comes across the line here, and that's going to move him up into the fourth spot. Brett Merle does give us a time. He moves up into 10th. Will Witt up into the 7th spot. Up for grabs tonight, as thanks to Blake Hensley and the Cody and Logan show, they're going to be totaling out $65 tonight. $15 for first place, $10 for second place, $5 for third place. So it'll be a random draw if there's less than 32 cars for $5, and then the highest finishing driver will win $5 for a 0x, up to $15. So if the max you can win tonight is $15. So if you win and you have a 0x and second place has a 0x, the second place driver is going to get that $5 bonus, get $15, and so on back. So if any drivers who have 0x, the highest three that have 0x tonight will also win a $5 bonus. So a couple cash prizes up for grabs tonight here at Homestead, Miami. Let's take a look who's still on track right now. Dave Wright making some laps in that 84 car. Isaiah Gill, was just on track. It's a great look at his car right there. Almost won last night until he got a little loose through turns 1 and 2, and Blake Hensley got into the back of him, spun him around. One of the rare times I've seen Isaiah Gill spin off somebody's bumper as opposed to a restart. Nah, I'm just playing around. Isaiah had a great run last night, and hopefully he's able to back it up tonight with another great run. I do apologize for the stream having some issues earlier. We got it all figured out. So we're watching Isaiah Gill make his qualifying attempt right now. Cody Moore back in the 13th spot right now on his second lap. Cody Moore, last season's Cup Series winner, champion. Also already has a win this season as well. As you see Cody practicing a pit stop here. He's going to be back in the 15th spot. Isaiah Gill did move himself up into the 4th position. So a lot of what we saw last night kind of happening again tonight. Blake Hensley. Oh, look how loose Blake is coming through 1 and 2, and that is, or 3 and 4. Excuse me. That's not going to do him any favors on those tires, as he's going to stay back in the 9th spot. Michael White out on track right now, getting his qualifying attempt. See him coming through turns 3 and 4 right now, way high up against the wall. This will be his first timed lap here. That's going to put him up in 13th. Let's see if he can do any better on his second attempt here. Running that high side. Getting that little run down off the corner. Comes off of turn number 4. And he's going to move up into... Nope, he's going to stay right there in that 13th spot. That's going to do it for our qualifiers tonight. So let's take a look at the track info. Tonight we're going to see warm track tonight. 1.44 miles around here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Progressive banking, it's going to be a wild one tonight, as these guys are going to be able to run wherever they want. Get it, Nick Mathers, what Andy Hubeck says. Already got the shout-outs coming in. Don't forget, we can see your shout-outs. Let us know who you're pulling for tonight. Give us your opinion on what you're seeing on the track tonight, and let us know what you think. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, follow, subscribe. Make sure you do all that stuff. It really helps us out. And to those watching on eRacing TV, we appreciate you as well. As looks like we're going to have just a few more minutes left of qualifying. Oh, that's going to be it right there. So let's take a look at our grid. Starting on the pole tonight is going to be Stephen Black in the 98 with Logan Hagerman outside of him in row 1. Row 2, Russell Martin in 15 and Isaiah Gill on the outside of him. Brian Nudie in the 40. He'll be starting in 5th spot with Eddie Morris in the 8 and 6th. Kyle Mays in the 55 and Will Witt will round out row 4 with Blake Hensley and Mike Fuller Jr. in the 5th row. That makes up your top 10. Brian Merle Jr. and Chris Wheeler 11th and 12th, and if anybody has any remembrance of what's gone on in the Iowa series previously. Those two had some bad blood they've made up, but it's funny to see them right next to each other there. Then Michael White, Brett Merle, 13th, 14th. Austin Blaylock making his return to the iOS series. Starting 15th with Cody Moore in 16th. Stoney Benfield and Nick Mather. They're going to make up row, excuse me, row number 9. Michael Lawrence and Derek Chaput, your top 20. Michael Provolt, we're rolling off 21st with TJ Floyd in the 49, 22nd. Nicholas Iomo in the 23rd spot in the 29 machine, and Todd Mays round out in row number 12. That was Dave Wright and Sylvan Segoing back there in 25th and 26th. And on the final row, Colin Willems and Greg Froelich. Cars are just rolling out on track. See the inside row having to use this access lane. They will be using the access lane as they come off of pit road. There is an access lane as they come onto pit road. Fortunately, they're not going to have to use that tonight. Cassie Willems says, let's go Colin and Mather. Stephen Black on the inside. I know last night on the restarts, driver can choose if he wants the inside or outside lane. I know Stephen was choosing the outside lane on restarts last night, but we're going to have to see how he takes, how the inside lane works for him tonight on the start. As the pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Green flag is in the air. And we're racing here at Homestead, Miami, as Isaiah Gill already trying to sneak down to that bottom side. Try to get around Logan Hagerman. Hagerman shoves it down there right in front of Isaiah. Isaiah almost makes a little bit of contact. But Stephen Black with a great run. As we see him fanning out down the backstretch. And into turns 3 and 4. Already Brian Nudie having some trouble on the start, losing a couple spots. He's back here battling. See Blake Hensley back here as well. Blake Hensley and Will Witt with Kyle Mays right here. Right in front of Brian Nudie as Kyle almost tries to make it 3 wide. They all get lined up, and Stephen Black now with quite the lead already. I apologize, I didn't see the ticker was not up, but here it is for you. I was fighting with some issues on my side, but I appreciate, sorry for that, as we get everything all fixed up here. A little bit of a battle back here between Mike Fuller Jr., Derek Chaput. You got the 22, Chris Wheeler. Cody Moore taking it 3 wide around Austin Blaylock and Mike Fuller Jr. We see Brett Merle in that 23 machine kind of biding his time back there as well. And Austin's just kind of sliding back right now on that bottom side. Right now, Russell Martin under a little bit of pressure from Eddie Morse. And Isaiah Gill's already worked himself up into the 3rd spot. And one driver who's really coming through the field as yellow flag is out. Let's go bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. I was going to say one driver who's really making his way through the field was Colin Willems. We'll have to see what brought out this yellow flag here. Looks like it was the 12 car. Let me break this down real quick. Oh, there was Cody Moore involved in that as well. So you see Cody Moore trying to take it 3 wide again as they come down the backstretch. And Cody just hooks the 12 car right there. Sends him in the wall. Austin Blaylock able to get by. But Cody Moore and Mike Foyle Jr. have a ton of damage. And then the 74 of Brett Merle Jr. comes in with nowheres to go and just clobbers that 12 machine. Oh, and then the 47 involved in that as well. So not looking like a good night tonight for the 2 pedals 1 clutch team, as 2 of their drivers were just involved in that wreck right there. A couple cars on pit road. Cody Moore on pit road getting damage fixed. Stoney Benfield just doing some strategy right there. Mike Foyle Jr. and Brian Merle Jr. both on pit road still. Michael Lawrence, another one of those 2 pedals 1 clutch guys. Michael Perlvolt in there, just getting some, I don't think he's getting any damage done. I think he's just getting some fuel, or TJ Floyd as well. So maybe these are guys who had a little bit of damage from something that happened earlier that I didn't see, as they're down and away. Just before Stephen Black gets to the entrance of pit road, so these guys are going to stay on the lead lap. Andrew Hochberg says Rubbin is racing. That is correct. Fortunately, that looked like a little bit more than Rubbin right there. As I mentioned before, this is the Greene County EMS Stretcher Fetcher 188, but a little bit of sponsorship also put up by the Logan and Cody show. As I mentioned before, Logan Hagerman, Cody Moore have a nice little podcast on all things iOS. You can always find that on the YouTube under the Logan and Cody show. Let's go ahead and check that out. I listened to it the other day. I was highly entertained. Do know they're going to have some special guests this week, so wouldn't want to miss that. As you're getting ready to go back, green flag racing, and as I mentioned earlier, Stephen Black going to take that high side on the restart here. That high side really has the advantage going into turn 1, and green flag's back in the air. We're back racing here. Stephen Black has a great jump. You see Isaiah Gill, though, already looking to the inside of Logan Hagerman. As they come through turns 1 and 2. Couple of good battles back here between Eddie Morris, Russell Martin, Blake Hensley, Brian Nudie. Kyle Mays back here as well. Will Witt coming into the picture. As Isaiah Gill's got Logan Hagerman looking all over his back bumper right now. See a little further back, there's a great battle. Back in the field. Oh, I just pulled away from it. My bad. Brett Merle and Colin Willems. Colin really loose on that high side, but Colin's made up 14 spots already since the drop of the green flag. He's moving his way through the field rather quickly. And Cody Moore trying to get back up through the field after having that incident. You see him rim riding up there on that high lane. Oh, Brian Nudie gets into David Wright. David Wright's able to hold on to it. What a save. And they're going to continue on a little further up. Blake Hensley now under pressure from the 15 of Russell Martin. And you're already starting to see some of these guys migrating up to that high side already. It seems like every car is a little bit different. Last night in the ARCA series, the cars are running right down on the bottom. That bottom seemed to be the fastest way around. And tonight, while we're in the Cup cars, it seems like that high side seems to be the fastest way around as these guys are working right up against the wall. We see Eddie Morris just catching the wall just a little bit. We saw the sparks flying. Chris Wheeler all over the back bumper. Michael White, he's having a pretty good run right here. Trying to take this 10th position away from Michael White. And you see how tight it can get there on that bottom side. Little battle back here. Got TJ Floyd, Michael Provo, David Wright, Greg Froelich, Stoney Benfield here, as they're going to go 3 wide around TJ Floyd here. This is back around the 20th place, but don't get it wrong. These guys are racing hard back here for every position they can. Blake Hensley now around the outside of Russell Martin, and here comes Brian Nudie trying to get around Russell Martin as well. So he's going to look to the low side this time. Facebook, we see Mathers getting at it, attaboy, and Coralie Mathers says, let's go Nick and Colin again. So a lot of support out there for Nick and Colin. The bot squad in full effect tonight. As we see now Michael White. Oh, Kyle May's getting really loose on that high side. Almost loses it on the outside of Chris Wheeler, but he's able to hold on to it. Chris is going to take that position away. Will Witt now trying to take that position away, what would be the 7th position away from Russell Martin. And now Brian Nudie to the inside of Blake Hensley. Now Stephen Black under pressure here from Isaiah Gill for the lead. Side by side down the front stretch. If that was the end of the race, I wouldn't know who the winner was, as we're getting close to the stage break. We're going to have the stage break at lap number 25. So Isaiah Gill's doing everything he can. Oh! Stephen Black up into the wall. That's going to let Logan Hagerman go around him. Logan's got that high side. He's going to get that run. And while these guys are battling side by side, it's allowing Isaiah Gill to just check out, as now Stephen Black is going to take that position away. But as we look from the roll bar, that small little dot up there, that's Isaiah, as he's just starting to pull away from the field. We'll ride around with Stephen right here. We can see, yeah, it's out of the throttle in the middle of the corner. That's never what you want to hear, as that's really going to slow the car down. We listen to Isaiah. Let's see if Isaiah's pretty much staying in the gas. Isaiah being able to stay in the gas all the way through the corner, and it's allowing him just to completely pull away. Now we've got Brian Nudie and Eddie Morris trying to get around both Logan Hagerman and Stephen Black. Nudie's trying to shove it in there 3 wide. Now they're 3 wide. Eddie Morris to the bottom side trying to get around Nudie. Such a great battle here between these guys. And Logan Hagerman able to get in front. Here comes Eddie Morris back to the inside of Nudie as they come down the backstretch. We're on lap number 21. End of the stage is coming up soon. These guys are trying to get every point they can get. To win the stage, you get 10 points and that all too valuable playoff point. But these guys are fighting for 9, 8, 7, 6 points right here. Now Nudie's making that bottom side roll. He's right there on the back bumper of Logan Hagerman. And while these guys are battling, it's allowed Russell Martin to come back into the picture here. As they're 3 wide as they come down the backstretch, Eddie Morris tucks back in behind Brian Nudie. Here comes Eddie trying to shove it 3 wide again. Thinks about it, but backs back out. Stephen Black way up on that high side. That's going to allow Russell Martin to get underneath Eddie Morris here. Logan Hagerman and Brian Nudie still side by side. I think Brian's going to have the advantage here as he comes off the corner. He is. And Stephen Black right now in a backwards tailspin as he's going further and further back. Russell Martin able to get around both Eddie Morris and Stephen Black. Now he's setting his sights on Logan Hagerman. Oh, looks like he got a little loose into the corner. Had to back out of it. Still making that low side work. We are working lap number 24, coming down to the end of this stage. Brian Nudie in second, but Isaiah Gill 3 seconds in front of him. You see the best battle on track right now is this battle for second through fourth as Logerman slides way up the track. Almost gets in the wall. Stephen Black taking it 3 wide across the line. Eddie Morris is just ahead of Stephen Black now. Logan Hagerman trying to come back to the back bumper, but Russell Martin now able to take advantage of these guys battling so hard, and now we're all single file again. As we're going to come across the line to end the stage, and your stage winner is going to be Isaiah Gill by 3 seconds. Brian Nudie lapping his teammate there. Russell Martin's going to be third. Eddie Morris, Stephen Black, Logan Hagerman, Blake Hensley in 7th, Chris Wheeler 8th, Will Witt 9th, and Colin Willems making up 17 spots to crack the top 10 and get that all-important bonus point for stage points here. What a battle we saw for those extra stage points between Brian Nudie, Russell Martin, Eddie Morris, Stephen Black, Logan Hagerman. That was just a battle for the ages, and that was just for the stage. I can't wait to see what these guys are going to do for the actual win of the race. It is a long race. It's 125 laps. I imagine these guys are going to come down pit road. They do have a couple extra sets of tires. They have 3 extra sets of tires in the pits, plus the set that they have on right now. Some people might gamble here, though, because, again, you only have 3 sets of tires. I know I personally am one to like to gamble a little bit, but we're going to see, yep, the entire field now coming onto pit road, led by Isaiah Gill. watch the race off of pit road here. Looks like, oh, sorry, Benfield was a lap down. Well, that was Cody Moore. I think Cody Moore missed his pit stall, or did he stay out? And Logan Hagerman already down and away. Brian Newty second, Isaiah Gill third. Russell Martin fourth, Eddie Morris fifth, Blake Hensley, Stephen Black, Mike Fuller, and Chris Wheeler is going to be the race off of pit road. We'll have to check the pit times here as they roll around. Because I think Hagerman might have only taken 2 tires. Or maybe just fuel. Logan Hagerman with a sub 10-second pit stop. So that tells me that he more than likely stayed out here. Or not stayed out, just took tires. Or just took fuel. Or 2 tires. It's hard to say. We'll have to ask him if he gets a top 3 here to see what the strategy call was. But we'll have to see if that helps him or hurts him here. As last night in the ARCA Series, the tire wear wasn't really an issue. But here in the Cup Series, these Cup cars are a little bit faster, a little more downforce, a little more power. So they could burn off that right front just a little bit more. Don't forget to join us next week as the iOS Cup Series is going to take on Hotlanta. Atlanta Motor Speedway for another 125-lap race. Then we're going to move on to Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. A little short track. You're going to see the Truck Series on there tomorrow night at Nashville Fairgrounds. And then Chicagoland, Michigan, Kansas, Bristol, and North Wilkesboro round out your regular season. As the lights on the pace car are off, we're going to get them re-racked, restacked, and get them ready to refire them. With Logan Hagerman, your leader. Sorry, Cody Moore, your leader. And he's going to take the high side. It looks like Cody did only pit once when he had his incident, so I'm sure he's trying to use that fuel mileage to his advantage. And as we've seen most of the time tonight, he's going to take that high side for the restart. Logan Hagerman to the inside. Brian Newty and Isaiah Gill round out row number 2. Eddie Morris, Russell Martin, row 3. Stephen Black way back in the 4th row with Blake Hensley. We'll have to see if they're able to get themselves back through the field. After Stephen dominated the race last night in the ARCA Series, we'll have to see if he's able to repeat here and make it 3 in a row. So light as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn, Cody Moore hits the gas. We're back green flag racing here at Miami. Great start. Couple cars on the inside, though. Not as good of a start as Cody got. Cody looked like he was shot out of a cannon here, but here comes Isaiah Gill making it 3 wide off the corner. We got a 3 wide battle for the lead here with Isaiah Gill, the meat in the sandwich. Hagerman all the way down that white line. Here comes Brian Newty making himself the meat in the sandwich as Isaiah Gill's going to take the lead. You see Russell Martin having some issues. He was just up into the wall as they're almost 4 wide coming down the front stretch. They are 4 wide going into turn 1. A big move by Brett Merle Jr. taking it 4 wide to get around about 5 cars right there on the front stretch. And they are still 3 wide. With Chris Wheeler, Austin Blaylock, Russell Martin, now they're just back to 2 wide. You see all that damage on the left side, or excuse me, the right side. Ooh, Austin Blaylock getting a little loose there. Able to hold on to it. You see all that damage on the side of the 15 there. As up front, Isaiah Gill's already checked out to a half-second lead, and the yellow flag is out. We'll have to see what happened here to bring out this yellow flag. It looks like TJ Floyd having some issues here all by himself off of turn number 4. And just loses it all by himself. Cuts right in front of Stoney Benfield, able to keep it off the wall and keep it out of trouble. So Isaiah Gill, your leader. Gonna shrink his lead back down here. A couple of people faking the pit road. Logan Hagerman, though, coming on the pit road with Eddie Morris. Mustn't be too happy with that 2-tire pit stop. We'll have to see if he changes just left sides here. That'll be the clear indicator that he took 2 on the first stop. Or maybe he just took fuel only. Nope. But left side does, or right side does come up. So he's putting 4 tires on. So I think on that last stop, he may have only taken fuel. So it's way too early in the race to be burning another set of tires here. TJ Floyd on pit road. Getting some damage fixed. See a little bit of damage to the front of that car. As you see the damage being fixed currently. You saw the headlight pop out there. So trying to get that car all fixed up. But that's going to give the lead, excuse me, that's going to keep Isaiah Gill in the front of the pack. So already some great intense racing between these guys. Already saw some 3 and 4 wide battles. And that move that Brett Merle made, I want to run back and take a look at this move that he made. Down on the bottom side, he was going around the 16, and you see he takes them 4 wide here, gets around 3 cars going into turn number 1. That was an incredible pass. Takes a lot of guts to do that, and a lot of trust with the cars around you to be able to make that move. But man, that was incredible. Little 3-for-1 deal going into turn number 1. So Isaiah Gill, Brian Newty, going to be 1 and 2 here on this restart. We'll have to see if Isaiah Gill takes the high side, which it looks like he's going to, keeping Brian Newty down on that low side. Although Newty's been working that low side pretty well. I don't know if that's going to hurt Isaiah here on the restart, allowing Newty to get ahead of him here. But Stephen Black, Blake Hensley in 2nd and 3rd. Oh, sorry, 3rd and 4th. Cody Moore and Will Witt round out row number 3. Brett Merle and Colin Willems in the 4th row. Russell Martin, Nick Mathers, they make up your top 10. And how about a run Collins had tonight? Up 19 spots, up into the 8th position. Having an absolute, excuse me, the 9th position. Having an absolute phenomenal run. As the pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Isaiah nails the gas. Green flag back in the air. And a great start all around as Brian Newty and Stephen Black now battling for that second position. We see Blake Hensley having some connection issues. Doing his best David Copperfield impression. But Stephen Black now looking to the inside of Brian Newty. Try to take that second place away, and here comes Blake Hensley here to follow him right on through. Blake was going to think about making it 3 wide for a second, but he's going to fall back in line behind Steven. He's going to try to give Steven a little push here going into turn 1. While these guys are battling side by side, that's exactly what Isaiah Gill wants to see in his mirror as he's able to just start pulling away. Colin Willems moving himself into the 5th spot. And here goes Brett Merle having a great run as well. Up in the 7th spot, trying to get around Will Witt here. These 3 are still single file coming off turn number 2, trying to chase Isaiah Gill down. A little further back, Cody Moore trying to get around the 15 of Russell Martin on the high side. See Nick Iomo get around Logan Hagerman as well. And Logan has those fresh tires as he goes around Derek Chaput. Those fresh tires should help Logerman get back up to the front here. As he's looking underneath Iomo right now to take away that 12th spot. Another little battle back here between Michael Lawrence, who had some issues early in the race. Now he's battling with Kyle Mays back in the 17th and 18th position. But Logan looking to the inside now. Russell Martin making those fresh tires work. And now Will Witt's being stalked by the 23 of Brett Merle as they come down the backstretch. Looked like Brett was starting to get a little bit of a run on him. Eddie Morris, who was up front most of the race, has fallen back into the 18th position. And doesn't look like he's able to really pull up and pass anybody. He was running so well at the beginning of the race, up in the top 5. Now stuck back in the 18th place. That car has kind of gone away from him. Brian Merle Jr. now under attack from Logan Hagerman. So Logan's looking to the high side here. Not able to complete the pass though. A little further up now, Brett Merle finally looking to the inside of Will Witt. Looks like Brett's going to get the position here, but Will's fighting back hard on the high side. He's got that momentum as he drives off of turn number 4. Let's see if Brett can get him here into 1 and 2. And this track, 1 and 2 drive so much differently than 3 and 4. Even though they look like the same corner symmetrically, they are totally polar opposites. Brett's doing everything he can to get around Will here. And right behind him, Colin Willems coming into the picture as they're battling side by side. It looks like Brett kind of backed off there, said, you know, let me save my stuff. Still too early in the race to really be battling this hard as Logan Hagerman goes around the 22 of Chris Wheeler. And right now, Hagerman is the fastest car on track by far. He just ran a 33.7 his last time by. The leader ran a 33.9. Only a handful of cars are still able to run 33s. And Hagerman running the lowest 33s of all. Now Brett Merle trying to get around Colin Willems. Or excuse me, Colin Willems is trying to get around Brett Merle. Colin's working that high side now. It looks like Brett may have burnt off his tires a little bit because now he kind of plateaued. He's starting to fall back a little bit. Logan Hagerman and Nick Mathers having a great battle right here. And Logan's able to get around Nick. While that's going on, Colin Willems working hard to the inside of Brett Merle. Oh, almost some contact between Logan Hagerman and Nick Mather. Saw that at the top of the screen. But both cars able to keep off each other and keep it going straight. And Brett is trying everything he can to get back around Colin Willems. And while that's going on up front, Isaiah Gill is getting caught by Stephen Black right now. As we look at the lap times here, Stephen Black is quite a bit faster now in lap times. He's just reeling Isaiah in. Right on the back bumper here of Isaiah Gill. And you can just see how much better Stephen Black gets into the corner. Here on that end of the track, Isaiah is able to stay in the gas the whole time. But through 3 and 4 last time, it sounded like he was lifting pretty hard as Stephen Black is now there. Stephen Black looking to the inside of Isaiah Gill. Gill's still fighting there on that high side, and looks like he's going to keep it as they come off the corner here. Stephen Black trying to look back to the inside here. Oh, he's going to tuck right back in line and have another go at it coming off of turn number 4, I'm sure. And these guys battling a little bit. It's allowing Blake Hensley to come into the picture. He's closed it back to about a half second back behind Stephen Black. You see Greg Froelich right in front of the leaders here, coming off a pit lane. Stephen Black looking back to the inside. Oh, Stephen Black almost washes up the track, almost into the side of Isaiah. Isaiah might have been having a little flashbacks from last night. Now allows Isaiah to stay right up front there. little further back, I see Colin Willems stalking the 7 of Logan Hagerman. Logan was having such a big run through the field. And now he's kind of flattened out here, and he's starting to fall back a little bit. So a great run for Colin here is a little battle back here between Chris Wheeler and Will Witt. It's for 7th and 8th position here. Back up front, Stephen Black's got a great run on Isaiah Gill. Is he going to try to make the move? Nope, he's going to have to tuck back in line. Isaiah takes that bottom lane away from him. Now Stephen Black's looking to the high side this time. Trying to do something different. Maybe I'll have a little desperation here, trying to get something different going. And again, Steven dominated the iOS ARCA Pro Series race last night, leading all but I think 7 laps of the race. And taking the win as Isaiah Gill and Blake Hensley got together with 2 laps to go. How about Brian Nudie? Brian Nudie's still in the 4th position. He's starting to come back a little bit as he's looking underneath the inside of Blake Hensley, trying to take that 3rd position away. Side by side through 1 and 2. This is the battle for 3rd place. As Stephen Black has actually fallen off the back bumper of Isaiah Gill by a little bit now. Looks like Isaiah's starting to pull back away from Stephen just a little bit. Brad Newton finally gets around the 31 of Blake Hensley. Here comes Greg Fronick right behind him. Greg is a lap down right now. He is on fresher tires as he just left pit road, and you can see he's able to start to close in on these guys with those fresh tires. Now Brian Newton's got about a 2nd gap between him and Stephen Black. That's a live looking at the gap between Brian Nudie and Stephen Black. A little further back, a little battle here between Colin Willems and the 22 of Chris Wheeler. Chris Wheeler and him almost go getting a little contact there coming down the backstretch. Wheeler's going to take that position away. You see Will Witt way up on that high side. Yeah, the field's pretty much spread out now. As these guys are working lap number 61. About 27 laps on the tires. I imagine some people might start to make some pit stops. Yeah, we see Brett Merle come on the pit road. I think he's going to be the first taker. We'll have to see if that does anything as Stephen Black now closing back up on the back bumper is Isaiah Gill. While we got a little break in the action, why don't we take this time to pump it up. As we see a bit of a battle shaking up between Will Witt and Logan Hagerman here, as Will's going to get around Hagerman to take away that 7th spot. We have seen a couple cars hit pit road, as now Stephen Black back to being all over the back bumper of Isaiah Gill. Here comes Brian Nudie too, within a half a second of Stephen Black. And that 71 of Greg Froelich there, again, a couple laps down. He is on fresher tires. Just trying to stay out of the way, make sure he doesn't wreck this race between the leaders here. As I say that, he looks to the high side of Stephen Black. As they go around the 66 of Sylvain Seguin. And that flat gray Napa car up into the wall. And now Stephen Black's trying to use Froelich as a little bit of a draft here to get a bit of a run on Isaiah Gill. As Froelich finally gets around these guys here. See Dave Wright on pit road currently. Oh. Brian Nudie now looking to the outside of Stephen Black for that second position. Nudie doing a good job of managing those tires right now. Nudie is the fastest car on the track of cars that haven't pit yet. And here comes Stephen Black and Isaiah Gill down the pit road. That's going to give the lead to Nudie. See Blake Hensley get on the pit road as well. We'll see if that first pit stall is an advantage here for Stephen Black as those tires go up on the left side. Or should be the right side. Now back over to the left side. Brian Nudie now hits pit lane after leading a lap. And Isaiah Gill is not going to win the race off pit road, but he's going to get around Stephen Black. As Stephen almost looped it there, trying to accelerate off pit road. And man, Isaiah Gill is going to have a huge lead as they come off of pit road. Now your current leader is Colin Willems. Willems having a bit of a quiet night tonight. As you can see at the bottom of this page, or on the bottom of the screen, who's on pit road. When it's flashing pit, that means they're coming down pit road. When it's solid, that means they're in their box. And as they leave, their pit time will show up there. You see Benfield with a 14.6. And Colin just staying out there right now. He's been out there for... He last pit on lap number 27. So he's been out there quite a while as he's... try to do everything he can. It looks like he's coming on the pit road this time as I say that. So that's going to give up the lead to Will Witt. And you can see those new tires just eating Will Witt up right now. Will comes in and pits this time, which hanging on the bottom lane like that, I believe, yep, he's coming to pit road here as well. Logan Hagerman is going to take over the lead. Now, Logan Hagerman, Eddie Morris, Kyle Mays, those guys last pit on lap 34. So these guys can go stretch it out another 5 or so laps compared to everyone who just came in and pit. But you can see as Dave Wright really shows the difference in new tires here, what they can do. They're 3 wide. Colin Williams with those new tires. Eddie Morris and Logan Hagerman battling for the lead. They're teammates right there. And one thing you never want to do, you never want to wreck your teammates. So you see these guys give each other a little extra room as Eddie Morris is going to take over the lead now on lap number 74. As we're going to have just about 50 laps to go as Eddie Morris now peels off on the pit road. And Logan Hagerman stays out. Logan looks like he's trying to catch a yellow. You take a look at that pit strategy and you can see the last lap these guys were in. It's quite a while ago. As Will Witt and TJ Floyd look to go around him. Thomas Gordon says, let's go Mather. As, I don't know if Logan was trying to pit that time and just wasn't able to because he was stuck on the high side. Isaiah Gill in that second spot, and he's coming quickly as he's running exactly 3 seconds faster than the leader. So there's your fall off, 3 seconds a time a fall off, as Logan Hagerman says, you know what, I'm going to hit pit road now because it ain't worth being out here any longer. And that's going to give the lead back to Isaiah Gill, who currently has a second lead over Stephen Black. And Stephen Black has a 2.5 lead back to Blake Hensley, and Blake has a mirror full of Brian Nudie here as they come through 1 and 2. Nudie's really good at saving his tires, so I'm sure he's just kind of riding behind Blake right now, saying, you know what, let's save these tires in case something happens. Oh, Sylvan Seguin down on the low side of the track. Looks like he's made some heavy damage, or made some heavy contact with the wall. But he keeps it rolling. See if we can look back, see what happened to Sylvan here. Yeah, it looks like he just got loose off of turn 2, catches the outside wall, catches the inside wall. He's off the racing surface, so it's not going to bring out a yellow flag. He stays out, trying to catch a caution here to get in there and get that repaired. Brian Nudie and Blake Hensley side by side through turns 3 and 4. Great battle here right in front. They've got the lap car of Derek Chaput that they're going to be coming up on here. See if Chaput stays out of the way as Blake Hensley gets back around Nudie there with that great run on the outside. But by doing that, I wonder how much damage they're doing to their tires here. Isaiah Gill caught behind some lap traffic here. And that's allowed Stephen Black to cut into his lead by about 0.2 of a second. See, these guys are trading back and forth. Trading back and forth laps here. One lap, Stephen's a little bit faster. The next lap, Isaiah's a little bit faster. Great shot from the iRacing blimp here to show how big that gap is here between Isaiah and Steven. See Steven just barely coming into the picture on the right side of your screen. And that's what half a second looks like. It looks like Steven's starting to close as he's had 2 faster laps in a row. See Steven Black now cutting that lead down to 0.3 of a second. A little further back behind these guys, Blake Hensley and Brian Nudie are still battling at it. They're swapping back and forth. A little battle on track right now. See Stoney Benfield and Austin Blaylock going at it. Looks like Austin's got a little bit of damage to the rear of that car as Austin gets up into the wall. Austin looks like he's just fighting to hold on to that car right now. Nick Mather under fire from Russell Martin here. Russell's got a little bit of damage still to the right side of that car. He did not get that fixed. And every time I see Nick's car here, all I can think of is a nice big old plate of poutine. Isaiah Gill has now got Steven Black all over his back bumper. Looks like Isaiah may have burnt his tires off a little bit on that run. Allowed Steven to catch back up to him. Steven's about a 10th faster a lap right now. And he's doing everything he can to get back around as we work. So we're coming to lap number 87 of 125. These guys are going to have to come in and pit one more time. So it all depends on when these guys are going to make that final pit stop. If they're going to make it, if I had to guess, somewhere between 90 and 95, these guys are going to hit pit road one last time, take tires and fuel to make it to the end. There's Brian Nudie and Blake Hensley still going at it side by side for 3rd place. It just seems like through 1 and 2, Blake's a little bit faster than Brian. And then through 3 and 4, Brian seems to be a little bit faster. As I say that, Brian gets around Blake here. It seemed like they were just kind of going back and forth for the last few laps. Well, Steven has caught Isaiah. It looked like he was trying to give him the bumper right there. A little reminiscent of last night between Isaiah and Blake Hensley. But here comes Steven looking to the inside. He's got the position going in the corner. A little contact between the two. That's going to keep Isaiah out in front. That's just some good hard racing between these two guys right here. A lot of respect between them, you can see. We got Mustang versus Camry as they come down the front stretch. And now Steven Black looks back to the inside. I think that high lane is just going to prevail here. And Steven Black is going to get a good run here. He gets alongside. Question is, can he keep that position going into turns 3 and 4? Isaiah pushes him down the track, pinches him down. Oh, almost some contact. Stephen Black has to get out of it to avoid making contact with Isaiah. And that gives Stephen loses his momentum, and he's going to fall back. It's almost 0.3 of a second behind as these guys are working some lap traffic. Coming around last year's champion, Cody Moore. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage to the right side of that car. These guys are going to be lapping 14th and 15th place here, so this long green flag run has really changed the complexity of this race. As Cody Moore has just hit pit lane for his final stop of the race. See Austin Blaylock and Brett Merle here battling as the leaders come up on them. They're going to say hi and out of the way. Isaiah is easily going to get around him on the bottom side, but Brian Newdy is now starting to close the gap on the lead too. He was almost 2 seconds back, and now he's sitting, Blaylock up into the wall right next to the leaders, and here comes Brett Merle to the inside of him. But Brian Newdy's down, cut that lead between these two to a second, just under a second and a half. Well, I said these guys are probably going to start pitting between lap 90 and 95. We'll have to see how much further these guys are going to stretch it. As Brian Newdy now trying to navigate this lap traffic of Austin Blaylock and Brett Merle. Brett's going to give him the high side, though. We've seen that high side kind of be in the preferred line for these leaders tonight. He's kind of going to slice and dice here through the field. A little battle back here between Stoney Benfield and Nick Mather. Nick's been working that high side really well tonight. Well, it looks like Stoney got around him, and these are the last two cars on the lead lap right now, Stoney and Nick. And Stephen Black is caught back up to Isaiah Gill. Seems going to pull down. Not quite going to did not look like that car wanted to stick, and he had to back way out of it to keep from sliding up the track into Isaiah. He's trying everything he can. I think Steven might be putting a little extra wear on his tires by trying to battle like this. They come off of turn number 4 to work lap number 97. We're almost under 30 laps to go here. I'm surprised these guys haven't pit yet. I figured they would start hitting pit road. We see Brett Merle now hitting pit road. He was one of the first ones to come last time, and that should be an indication of other cars coming on the pit road. You see Cody Moore with those fresh tires, just how much of a difference those new tires are going to make. And I think Isaiah and Steven might be seeing that and saying, hey, you know what? We should probably go in and get some fresh tires here as well. As Steven's done everything but getting to the back of Isaiah here. That time, Steven was giving him the bumper all the way down the backstretch. While these guys are battling, Newdy's cut the lead down from these guys down to under 0.3 of a second. So again, Nudie being able to save his tires and make that work, as you can see him catching Steven here. And I think the longer these guys run, the more beneficial it is for Brian Nudie here. As Eddie Morris now on pit road, along with Michael White. And Stephen Black is now fallen way off of Isaiah Gill. That lead is now over half a second. As Isaiah Gill is now going around the 16 of Nick Mather. So Nick's going to be first car one lap down. As it looks like Isaiah Gill is going to hit pit road here with Nick Mather in tow. That's going to give the lead back to Stephen Black as Brian Nudie is looking to the inside of Stephen, trying to take that lead back. He's going to do it. He's going to take that lead away. And Brian Nudie is bad fast on these long runs. You can see Stephen Black trying to look back to the inside here. But it ain't going to happen, as Nudie's going to deny him of that and just start pulling away. As it looks like Nudie's hitting pit road now. So Isaiah Gill has lost a lap due to pitting. So if you do pit, it is going to take just over a lap to get in and off pit road. So the only thing the worst thing that could happen for Isaiah and Brian Nudie right now would be a yellow flag, and here comes Stephen Black on the pit road. Blake Hensley on the pit road as well. And that's going to give the lead over to Colin Willems. And Colin stays out to lead another lap here. And a little ways back, you've got Will Witt and Kyle Mays currently in second and third. Logan Hagerman sitting back and forth right now, running a little different pit strategy. As Colin Willems is just getting eaten up by these guys on fresh tires right now. But he stays out. And I think Colin's just going to try to stretch this fuel run as long as he can. I don't know, maybe he'll only take 2 tires if he can make it to the end. We'll have to see. Michael Lawrence on pit road as we see Isaiah Gill with almost a 2-second lead over Brian Nudie right now. Stephen Black back to 7th. He's almost a second behind Brian Nudie. So a little shakeup here in the front 3 due to pit stops. And right now, Colin is just hoping for a yellow. It'd be his best friend right now is to get a yellow, trap all those other guys a lap down, and be able to get on and off pit road without losing a ton of track position, and having much better tires than the guys who stayed out. So Isaiah Gill has already worked himself up into the 5th position with those new tires. And right now, Isaiah Gill is running about 2.5 seconds faster than our leader, Colin Willems. Michael Provost, TJ Floyd on the pit road. And Colin continues to stay out. As we're got just under 20 laps to go as he crossed the line. 19 laps to go here at Miami. Is Colin going to try to stretch this run to the end? That's the question. Oh. Colin have a little connection issue there. He disappeared for a second, but he's back. And Isaiah is just flying through the field right now. TJ Floyd having a real long pit stop. See Mike Fuller on pit road right now as well. And it looks like Eddie Morrison 12th is going to be the first car one lap down. So Isaiah Gill, Brian Newty in good position. As soon as these top four cars, you see Logan Hagerman getting swallowed up right now by Isaiah Gill. And that's just the difference that fresh tires going to make as Kyle Mays hits pit road to give up that third position. Colin Williams and Will Witt, the only two cars on track now that have not pit. Colin continues to stay out on track as Isaiah Gill is he's flying right now. He's over 3 seconds a lap faster than Colin. And I think Colin's just out there hoping for a yellow right now. I apologize if I butcher this, but Gabe Zyrate says, let's go, Nick. Nick's currently sitting back in the trying to find him on my time and scoring here. 26th position, so he had some issues. He's fallen all the way back to 26th. Sylvan Seguin on pit road currently. And again, we're going to have to see if Colin pits or not, as Isaiah Gill is catching the 35 of Will Witt. And you can see just the difference between these old tires and these fresh tires. As Isaiah almost goes around Will like he's 10 miles an hour slower. And that's the gap back. Oh, Kyle Willems trying to get the pit road, makes contact with Russell. Oh, he hits the inside barrier. Oh, devastating for Colin Willems. Hopefully he's got that fast repair that he can check. That's going to give the lead back to Isaiah Gill. Man, tough luck for Colin. Running such a great race, trying to make that strategy work. He gets collected by the lap car there. Isaiah Gill splitting the teammates of Eddie Morse and David Wright. And Isaiah right now with a second lead over Stephen Black. Stephen Black has gotten around Brian Newty, and as we saw before, Brian Newty really likes the long run. I don't think this short run that we're going to have with just under 10, 12 laps to go is going to be enough for Brian Newty to make something happen. The only thing Stephen Black and Brian Newty can hope for right now is a caution. I think this is the first time I'm going to say this. I think Stephen Black is hoping for a caution. We know Steven can catch Isaiah on this run. The question is can he get around him? It's one thing to run somebody down and catch him. It's a whole other thing to try to get around him. As Isaiah's working that lap car of David Wright. Crosses the line, we have 10 laps. 10 laps to go here at Homestead, Miami. Can Stephen Black get around Isaiah Gill, or can Isaiah hold him off, or are we going to have a yellow here and change everything? Lap cars are being awful cordial, letting the leaders around. You see the 55 of Kyle Mays trying to get back through here. I believe Kyle is on a little bit fresher tires. And you see the 09 up in the wall. That's Michael White. It's a little more than rim riding. He's actually up on the wall, and that's allowed Stephen Black to catch Isaiah Gill. Isaiah is holding that bottom line, trying to throw the block. They're 3 wide going to turn number 3. Isaiah pushes up the track a little bit, almost gets into the side of Stephen. Oh, almost some contact, but Stephen Black is going to get around Isaiah here as they go into turn number 1. Oh, Isaiah almost gets a little loose, almost into the back of Stephen, and loses all his momentum. Here comes Brian Nudie now. Brian Nudie into the back of Isaiah Gill. This lap traffic is not making it easy for these guys right here. You see Colin Willems, who's on the newest tires, trying to get through here. You see 3 totally different tire strategies right here, and what it can do, and what that's allowing is it's allowing Stephen Black to just pull away. Oh, Colin gets a little loose there on the bottom underneath the second place car of Isaiah Gill. And yeah, these lap cars, they're trying to get out of the way, but there's just no place for them to go. Oh, Brian Nudie almost gets into the back of Colin Willem, pushes up the track, tries to get that run. Here comes Blake Hensley. That's the 4th place car. He's coming into the picture now. We got just 6 laps to go to decide this, and right now Stephen Black out to a commanding 2-second lead. And we see Brian Nudie trying to catch back up, trying to get around Isaiah Gill. I think Isaiah might have burnt his tires off just a little bit. And Nudie now to the inside. Oh, look at the run Colin Willems gets, though, with those new tires. Blake Hensley all over the back bumper of Brian Nudie. We got just 5 laps to go. Yellow got a car smoking on the front stretch. Yellow is out. That was Mike Fuller Jr. Oh. Looks like the 09 of Michael White catches the wall and gets turned off the wall just after the bounce there. Catches the 12 of Mike Fuller Jr. He goes around almost up and over, and that's right in front of our leaders here. You see Colin Willems, Isaiah Gill, Brian Nudie, Blake Hensley all getting by. That's going to change a whole lot here, as that's going to shrink Stephen Black's lead, and the curse continues as Stephen Black had a huge lead, and it's erased by a caution. So this is going to set up a little green-white checker here. And with only, I think, with only 8 cars on the lead lap, if you're Isaiah Gill or Brian Nudie or maybe even Russell Martin, Kyle Mays, Kyle Williams, you come in and take that last set of tires if you have them still in the pits. because you're not going to lose a lot of track position by pitting here. I know if I was somebody like Chris Wheeler, Russell Martin, I'd come in. Kyle Williams, I'd come in here and take that set of tires. Well, looks like everybody is going to stay out here. As Chris Wheeler is going to get the lucky dog here to wave around. And that's the other thing. If you are the wave around, actually I take that back. Colin Williams was the wave around car. And he's going to get some tires here. He's going to have a green-white checker with fresh tires. Everybody else out there on 20-lap-old tires. Can that seal the deal for Colin here? Can he get back through the field with just a handful of laps to take? We saw how much faster fresh tires were earlier in the run. We'll have to see what that does here on this green-white checker. And if we have multiple green-white checkers, what that can do. As the lights on the pace car are off. With just 8 cars on the lead lap, Stephen Black, Isaiah Gill, Brian Newty, Blake Hensley, Chris Wheeler, Russell Martin, Kyle Mays, and Colin Williams are the only cars on the lead lap right now. Can Colin use those fresh tires to his advantage to steal the win away? Can Isaiah use a short run here to get back around Steven? Does Brian Newty or Blake Hensley have anything for these guys? We'll know in just about 3 miles time. Unless there's another yellow and it extends. As we work through turns 3 and 4 side by side, Stephen Black decided to take the low side this time. Kind of surprised by that decision. We're going to see the pace car take that hard left-hand turn here. Stephen Black hits the gas. We're back green flag racing. Isaiah Gill already looking down to the bottom side, trying to throw a big block on Brian Newty. As those two are going to go side by side, or nose and tail through 1 and 2. Blake Hensley on the high side, he's going to get caught out, but Stephen Black off to a huge lead. 3 wide behind him. You see Isaiah, Blake, and Newty here. Come off of turn number 4. White flag is in the air. Final lap here at Homestead, Miami. Blake Hensley with a great run on that high side. Trying to get back around Isaiah Gill. Isaiah down the bottom. A little reminiscent of last night, but they're giving each other a lot of room tonight. Some big blocking in the back from Eddie Morris. Here comes Blake Hensley around Isaiah Gill to take that second spot away as they come. Oh, Isaiah Gill into the wall, gets Kyle Mays. Brian Newty is going to take the 3rd position, but Stephen Black will be your winner here. Making it 3 in a row in iOS. Blake Hensley finishing 2nd and Brian Newty in 3rd. Russell Martin's going to come home in 4th. A little celebratory tap there. Russell Martin's going to come home in 4th. Chris Wheeler 5th. Colin Williams, Kyle Mays, Isaiah Gill, and Will Witt And Cody Moore, your top 10. As we wait for Stephen Black to burn it down here on the front stretch. As we take a look at our results. And Stephen Black with the win for Cyclone Racing again. Blake Hensley, his teammate, in second. Brian Nudie in third. Russell Martin, Chris Wheeler, your top 5. Take a look at your final order there. It looks like we already got Brian Nudie in the waiting room. Let's pull Brian Nudie right on in. Brian, you got Josh in the booth. How you doing?
I got you, buddy. How's it going?
Man, what an impressive race. First off, not many cautions, a lot of green flag runs, and your car really came on at the end of those long runs. It seems like you really were good at saving the tires. And I said in the broadcast with that short run at the end, that was really going to hurt you. But you still ended up coming home third. Were you hoping that thing would have stayed green to the end?
Yeah, if it would have stayed green to the end, and me and Isaiah hadn't gotten into it there coming out of 2 that one time, I think I might have had something for Stephen Black. I felt like at the end, the last I don't know, maybe 5-10 laps of a fuel run, I was the fastest car on the track, and I'd run back down. But at the beginning of the run, I had nothing for those guys. It just sucks that all those Hot Lap Hero lappers were just in the way, kind of really messed the race up, and then they brought up that last caution. But it would have been a good race regardless. Sucks for Isaiah. I'm not sure who he got into there. Somebody went to the outside. I think they had fresher tires, and Isaiah slid up into him. I'm not sure what happened there, but sucks for him. He had a great race, and he deserved to at least have a top 3.
Yeah, and you were saying that long run in the lap cars, it was really a tale of 2 races because you had the. Whoop, you drop your headset?
Oh yeah, sorry.
It was really a tale of 2 races because you had the top 8 on the lead lap, and then you had, like you said, all the lappers there, but they were battling hard for their own little race within the race. And was it tough kind of navigating through that lap traffic there towards the end?
Yeah, it was just, I mean, I get that they're racing their own race, but they're not being predictable and they're not running their own lines. They're just going from high to low and they're just all over the place, and they're just, it's hard to pass somebody when you're already significantly faster than them, and they're just, they're going from high to low and low to high, and they're just in the way.
Yeah, and it seems like we've been talking quite a bit the last couple of races. You having some good top 3 finishes, and another one tonight. Anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give? I know you got a few.
Oh yeah, as always, I got to thank my beautiful wife for letting me do this. I got to thank Gil's Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria, the fastest dump trucks in the Northwest. Also got to give a shout out to the Cody and Logan show. I got to give a shout out to Blake and Stefan 1-2 for them. Great job for them, and Stephen Black definitely deserved to finally get a win in the Cup Series, and it, like I said, it would have been fun if we went green there the whole way, but oh well, it is what it is, and I'm happy for a top 3. Just starting to go back in the right direction. So
yeah, great point. Yeah. Great points day for you for sure. And as we short season, we got just a handful of races. It seems like before the playoffs begin. So trying to get every point you can. So congratulations on that 3rd place finish, and see if you can follow it up tomorrow night.
Yep, perfect. Thank you very much, and hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow.
That was Brian Nudie, our 3rd place finisher. Let's bring in Blake Hensley, our 2nd place finisher. Blake, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
What's up, man?
Hey, man, congratulations on the 2nd place finish. That was a wild one coming down to the end. We were talking a little bit with Nudie there about the lap cars kind of running their own race. Yeah, they were, it seemed to be a kind of tale of 2 races with a bunch of lap cars racing themselves, and then you guys trying to get through there. What was the maze of lap cars like coming down to the end there?
frustrating. You know, the car was already driving terrible in the first place, and in a group of cars, it wasn't any better. But I gotta thank those guys because I don't really think I had anything for him. If it wasn't for that and wasn't for that late caution, I wouldn't have been able to be here tonight. I'm afraid.
Yeah, the strategy seemed to be that last pit run. I figured you guys would have came in between laps 90 and 95. You guys kind of stretched it out to 102. Was that kind of the goal, trying to stretch as long as you could on that last run, or did you think you might have came in a little bit earlier looking back at it?
Uh, in my mind, I wanted to come around lap 100. Uh, and then the further I went, I wanted to try to stretch it a little bit longer if everybody else was. And then I seen the guys start peeling off a little bit early. And at that time, I was shooting for around 105. And me and Steven were kind of running the same strategy tonight. So, yeah, we pulled off a little bit earlier than I wanted to. But I'm kind of glad we did. It paid off in the end.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the runner-up finish. Anybody you got a shout out? Anyone you want to thank tonight? I know you do see. I see Michaela Cecil saying "so proud, Hensley" in the chat there. So just want to throw that at you before you give your shout outs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, biggest thanks to her. She almost made me late tonight. So I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. Uh, thanks to, again, everybody that runs the iOS, gives us this great group of guys to run with every week. Always look forward to it. Uh, Shout out to Steven for bringing me on at Cyclone this year. Uh, Again, to Black Designs for this awesome car you see me in. We decided to do a 20th anniversary throwback to Grizzly Dip Tobacco tonight. And everybody that supports me, tunes in every week. Yeah, just all those people like that.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations again, and going to Atlanta next week. I know last season you had a pretty good run at Atlanta, if I remember correctly. Looking forward to going back there.
Yeah, Atlanta's one of my favorite tracks to run, so we'll see how it goes. I was a little disappointed with how it went for me last season, but this season 3 right here is a season of redemption for me. I got more to prove than what I was able to do last year, so we'll see how it goes.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Dude, hey, just to add, it's pretty cool to be able to walk out of here and save $10 also. So,
Oh yeah, there you go. Absolutely, a little $10 bonus there. And did you have a 0x tonight?
yeah, I did have a 0x.
So you'll be
Was able
walking
to
out
keep
here with
that, so
$15.
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So congratulations on that. And yeah, we'll talk to you. Maybe we'll talk to you again next week.
Hopefully soon. See you, Josh.
And finally, the man of the hour here, Stephen Black. Stephen, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
Gosh.
Man, it seems like we're talking a lot lately, these last few races, but 3 in a row for you in iOS, back to back here at Homestead. And I hate to bring it up, but man, that late race caution, you must have been pulling your hair out when they wrecked right there behind you. But able to get the win tonight. Was the strategy the key, or what was it? Because I know Nudie was running you down on those long runs, but you seem to have the short run speed.
Um, I I think honestly, like what it was, I just kept up with Isaiah for the most part. I made the mistake of letting him go around me, and that's definitely not what I wanted at all at any point during this race. And uh, found out that the high line wasn't as good as it used to be, and decided to start running low and try to get back around Isaiah to get back to the lead, and that was probably the biggest challenge I had all race. I know there were a couple times we got together, but I think that's just a product of us racing hard and being competitive with each other, and uh, we didn't take each other out or anything. So I appreciate Isaiah for racing me hard and clean, and I appreciate Nudie for racing me hard and clean. It irritate me so much when he would just drive past me because I'd burn up my tires trying to get around Isaiah. So
Yeah, and it was definitely some real hard, close racing there. And I know the other two guys I talked to were talking about it. The lap cars seemed to be kind of a maze at some point going through there. How did you feel the lap traffic kind of set up that end of the race?
if you were anywhere near another car, you were plowing tight. That's just a product of the package itself, and I think that's what allowed me to get up to Isaiah's bumper there. I know on lap 117, I think it was, I was able to make a kind of a gutsy move where I pushed it 3 wide up the middle and was able to complete the pass on him later in turn 3 because I had a run off of the high side. And so, yeah, the lap cars definitely did play a big role in this race just because of what the dirty air was doing to people and how much different the car drove compared to being out front. So
For sure. Well, you got your Cup Series win now, and locked into the next round of the playoffs. Cyclone Racing goes 1-2. Like I said, I think you have 3 in a row now in the iOS series. And any shout outs or any thanks you want to give tonight?
yeah, shout out to Cody Moore, Blake Hensley, Sylvan Seguin, Bailey Jones, even though I don't think she was here tonight. Shout out to Cyclone Racing as a whole. Definitely, we're all doing good things right now in iOS, and hopefully we can keep going. And shout out to the Logan and Cody show, and Grandma Hagerman and Isaiah Gill once again, and Brian Nudie, everyone that comes out and runs this every week. And extra special shout out to both the Logan and Cody show and Blake Hensley for putting payouts up for this race tonight. That means a lot.
Yeah, a couple bucks in your pocket's never a bad thing. So, again, congratulations on the win. And tomorrow night in the Truck Series over at Nashville. You running that one too?
Yep, I will be there.
Awesome. Try and make it 4 in a row?
Trying to make it 4 in a row. Isaiah might have me beat, but we'll see.
Well, congratulations again. And I'm sure next week at Atlanta, we'll be talking to you again. Another track that demands some tire wear. And you showed it tonight that you could save tires and be there at the end.
Yep, you, Josh.
Well, that was your winner tonight, Stephen Black. Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight, showing the love on watching here on Intensity Broadcasting, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on eRacing TV. Don't forget, if you're on one of the online platforms, to like, follow, subscribe, hit that little bell so you know when we're live, so you can you never miss action. We have racing now 7 days a week. Tomorrow night, we're going to have the iOS Truck Series over at Nashville Fairgrounds, the short track. That should be a fun one. And Stephen Black is going to try to take it 4 in a row. And then Dirt on Thursday, Xfinity on Friday with the original Rebel Series. Don't want to miss that. So check that out. Again, my name is Josh Hall, and on behalf of Intensity Broadcasting, thank you for joining us tonight. And as Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over